Picture this. The year is 1982. Personal computers are just starting to become widely available. Problem is, they're big and bulky. The Commodore 64 came out this year, but a full setup for a Commodore 64 has the computer and keyboard all together, the monitor, an external floppy drive, a mouse, and possibly a dot matrix printer. These are all strung together with a lot of cables, and the whole thing is rather a pain. Enter the Osborne Executive, the upgraded version of the world's first portable computer, the Osborne 1. You've waited to purchase one, and it finally arrived today. Bundled with it, you find state-of-the-art software, which is a steal, but it would be worth it without any of the extra goodies, just to hear the hum of the fan, the buzz of the CRT display, and to see the looks on your coworkers' faces when you walk in the office with the fanciest briefcase in the world. Life is good. The Osborne Executive was no lightweight, both figuratively and literally. Coming in at a whopping 28 pounds, it was about the size of a modern microwave oven. Inside, it had a 6 MHz Z80 processor. By comparison, the Commodore 64, which came out the same year, only had a 1 MHz processor. But to be fair, the Commodore 64 was about 1/3 the price of the Osborne Executive. It had 124 kilobytes of memory, whereas the Commodore 64 had 64 kilobytes. It had two built-in 5 1/4 inch 40-track floppy drives, capable of reading single-sided double-density floppy disks. These 5 1/4 inch floppy disks could each hold about 110 kilobytes of data. I am currently holding a 1 terabyte hard drive. Just trust me, it's there. In order to have 1 terabyte of storage made of 5 1/4 inch floppy disks, I would need over 9.5 million floppy disks. The screen was a whopping 7 inches diagonal, a big improvement over the tiny 5-inch screen on the Osborne 1. You could even play games on it when you probably should have been working. This beast had it all. But here's the real question. Why? Why aren't Osborne computers everywhere today? If this was such an innovative product line, why didn't it flourish? That's a complex question with many answers, but I'll do my best to break down the 3 key factors that I think led to the demise of the Osborne Computer Corporation. First off, we have the well-known Osborne effect. That's right, the downfall of the OCC was so dramatic and unexpected, there's a term in economics for it. The Osborne Computer Corporation released the world's first portable computer, the Osborne 1, on April 3, 1981. Very soon after the Osborne 1's debut, the Osborne Executive was ready to be sold, but details of just how much better it was leaked early. This caused many people to hold off on buying the Osborne 1 as they could just wait for the Osborne Executive, which was going to be released soon and would have much better specs. Because of the sharp drop in Osborne 1 sales, the OCC didn't have a good cash flow and began to go under. Now the idea that prematurely releasing information about a newer, better product can lead to reduced revenue has a name, the Osborne effect. The second main cause of the Osborne Computer Corporation's crash was bad corporate decisions. Most people don't think that the Osborne effect was the only reason that the OCC went bankrupt, but just one of many factors. There were some bad decisions made by executives that hurt the cash flow, potentially more than the leaks about the Osborne Executive. One of these was taking old Osborne motherboards that had been in storage and making them into full computers. The OCC wasted about $2 million on this, and in Adam Osborne's own words, was just throwing good money after bad. Other bad decisions regarding marketing and administrative items were made as well. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, the Osborne Computer Corporation had lots of good competition. Just because you're first doesn't necessarily mean you're best, a lesson I've learned from the countless times I've blurted out an answer in class without thinking too carefully, and a lesson which the Osborne Computer Corporation learned by crashing and burning. Even though they were the first to release a portable computer, other companies weren't all that far behind. Kaypro was perhaps the biggest OCC competitor, releasing the Kaypro 2, another portable computer, in 1983. If you thought the 7-inch screen on the Osborne Executive was nuts, you're going to absolutely lose it when I tell you the Kaypro 2 had a, wait for it, 9-inch screen. The Kaypro 2 wasn't even a competitor to the Osborne Executive. It was a competitor to the Osborne 1, and Kaypro absolutely smoked the OCC in this competition. The bigger screen was a huge plus over the Osborne 1, and later versions of Kaypro portable computers continued to outpace competition. In short, Kaypro gave the OCC a run for their money until they ran out of money. Here's the kicker. No one cause would have prompted the collapse of the OCC, but altogether, the Osborne effect, bad corporate decisions, and intense competition made them file for bankruptcy on September 13th, 1983. And that's something not many people know about.